What's up everybody, your boy Jason Anthony back with a new video showcasing my Sony FX6 build. This build will be used for narrative films, documentary work, a TV pilot that I'm about to be shooting out here in LA. And every part that I picked has a specific function. We're gonna start going over the full rig and we're gonna work our way from the bottom up. And I'm gonna briefly touch about some key features of each item. I mean, almost every item that's on this could be an individual review or video in itself. So if there's something specific that you wanna see a longer format video on, let me know in the comments below. And if you're interested in picking any of this stuff up, wanna check it out, see some more specs, that'll be listed in the description below. Let's waste no more time, get right to it. We're starting with the Polar Pro Pivot. Now the Polar Pro Pivot is newer, it just came out not too long ago, and it's a very nice and versatile shoulder rig. It has articulating arms, and they also adjust so you have different lengths. We have a shoulder pad in the back, so you could use it this way. If you need extension, you got it that way. And if you wanna have it so that it's resting behind your trap for another point of contact, you have that option as well. It has a adjustable camera plate and a quick release where it could go on and off. I'll show you how quickly I break this whole setup down at the end of the video. Moving on, we have our Tilta base plate. This is the cage kit. It has on the right side a cage right here. Usually there is an accessory that comes with it. I'm just not using it right now. And you can mount like a video transmitter, something like that, which is nice. It comes with the V-mount plate in the back for extended battery life to power also your phantom power through your microphone, your monitor, your EVF, that type of thing. So I love the fact that it does that. And it also helps add some weight to the FX6 going from the Komodo, which I had two of, to the FX6. This body, even though it's large in size, is very lightweight. So being that I'm primarily a handheld shooter, I like to run something like a thicker V-mount to add some weight to the setup and just help stabilize my image a little bit. So I'll run a fat V-mount if, say, I'm gonna be having both top monitor, EVF, phantom power going from my mic, and it's gonna be a long day. If I want a more compact setup, I'm using these like GDU 98 watt hour V-mounts. Now what also comes with the Tilta cage is this horseshoe bracket on the top. There's a bunch of 1/4 and 3/8 attachments right there. I'm using something like these little sprugs on both sides just for my cable management to keep everything as clean as possible. Now on the base plate, there is a rosette option on either side, some 15mm rods, and that's what I have my EVF right here set up with. Now taking a closer look, we're using a small rig super clamp with a magic arm. The nice thing about the magic arm is it is quick release. So I could remove my entire EVF in seconds if I want to break this down. Now, like I said, mounted on this magic arm is my Portkeys EVF. I love this thing. I don't know about you guys, but when you're using a shoulder rig, some people will have a monitor that swings down from the side that you're gonna be seeing, but ask any real documentary filmmaker. Not saying if you don't use an EVF, you're not a real documentary filmmaker. I'm just saying the experienced people out there do prefer an eyepiece to look through. The benefits of using an EVF is not only do you get the benefits of all the tools like waveforms, focus peaking, false color, but you could see your camera's settings while you're filming. And by using the eye cup, if it's a bright sunny day, you don't have to worry about how bright your external monitor is. You're gonna just be placing your eye through the adjustable diopter eye cup, and you'll be able to see your image perfectly. You won't have any light leaking in, any glare, stuff like that. And when used as a shoulder rig, it's nice to have your head up against the body, your eye up against the eye cup, giving you another point of contact for that stabilized footage. So there's just a lot of benefits, but it's not something I use very often. A lot of my fitness shoots and hype edits and run and gun stuff, I won't be using that. But if it's a documentary, if it's an interview, if it's more of a narrative piece, best believe, especially with the shoulder rig, I'm using an EVF. All right, so moving on from the EVF, where I have my OEM monitor that comes with the FX6 is in the back. If I'm, say, using sticks, I could always have the settings display up here and a clean video feed on my top monitor so I can monitor my settings. I overall think it's a nice position for this monitor. We're using the stock top handle because if you want audio, Sony allows someone to make an aftermarket top handle that is more functional, that has XLRs, please, because this thing's straight trash. It's my only gripe with this camera. Most of the time, I'm using this top handle if I need to run audio. Other times when we have an audio guy, I'm switching the top handle out. I can't stand this thing. But on the top handle, we have this nice rig extension rod right here, which allows to offset the monitor slightly to the left. Now, some of you might be asking why I'm not using the hot shoe on the top for my monitor, and that's because originally I was, but it started flexing and getting a little loose, and I didn't want any damage being done to it, so this was the next option. I do like that it off-centers the monitor ever so slightly to the left, because then that leaves clearance for my Rode NTG4 Plus that I'm using as a microphone solution and the dead cat. When this was dead center, this bottom corner was hitting the dead cat or even just the foam cover that we use, like the pop filters. And I couldn't stand it. So although some of you may not like this setup, there is a nice balance between the mic on the right side, the monitor ever so slightly to the left, and then we have our top handle dead center. I never hit the mic when I'm using the top handle, so that's really cool. Mounted on the body is a Sigma 24-70 f2.8. Run and gun situations, when you're in the moment, especially like docu work, you need to be able to capture moments like that. You can't be wasting time changing lenses throughout the day, the whole shoot. It's just not gonna happen. So I prefer something on the faster side. Some people like the f4 zoom rocker lenses that have a little bit more distance. This is all personal preference, but for myself, the Sigma 24-70 2.8. Now mounted on the front of my lens is the Tiffin 1/8 strength Pro Mist filter. This will soften some skin up, give some bloom to the image, but not too much. Now mounted on the front of that filter is our lightweight Tilta mini matte box. No real reason why I'm using it besides cutting flares, being that the FX6 has built-in variable ND. Sometimes I'll use 4x5s on the front of it, but really no need for this setup, especially when I'm using a screw-on Pro Mist filter. It's lightweight, it doesn't have to attach to rods. You could pop it on and off in seconds, it's there. Like I mentioned, I am using the Rode NTG4 Plus with a dead cat or a pop filter as my microphone solution. And this is pretty much the build, guys. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. There aren't a ton of accessories for the FX6 like the Red Komodo, but I'm really hoping that in the future we get some more accessories. Now, as promised, I'm gonna break this down super fast for you guys, and then we'll wrap up the video. I just want to showcase the parts that I'm using first. So let's get this started. We're gonna take our V-mount and our matte box off. I'm gonna take the microphone off. Probably should have locked the tripod from rotating. Let me do that real quick before we have an accident. Practice safety, kids. All right, so now that that's off, we're gonna remove the monitor. That comes off nice and easy. Normally I'd have my HDMI cable and my power cable running to it, but I am using them on another camera at the moment. So that comes off super fast. Another great thing once we detach the cables on the EVF is how quickly that comes off. And then lastly, you're good to go. Take the lens off, put a body cap on, pop the top handle off. Your setup is broken down. Let's build this back now. And that wraps up today's episode. I just want to update you guys with one of my current production rigs I'm using lately on some projects. Once again, all the items are listed in the description below, and if you have any questions about them specifically, let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up. Like I had mentioned in the past, I'm trying to get back to consistent content here on YouTube for you guys. My name's Jason Anthony. Peace out.